Hi everyone, welcome again to my channel, Insights with the Harriet, a channel where we learn, we grow, and we change the quality of our lives, and as always rooted in God's word. So guys, today we want to talk about a topic that is sensitive to me. Our topic today is on the reality of being single above 35, 40 in today's society. What do single people really go through? Many a times the world is so unfair, or could I say sometimes judges very harshly single people who are single. I don't like using the word single, really. Let me use the word unmarried people over 35, over 40. There's so many misconceptions that people above these ages are judged so harshly. Sometimes the society just needs to, cool down and just understand what the process of what someone is going through before you judge them too harshly. And I can say that the season of singlehood or being unmarried is a very, very, very lonely season. Is a season of discouragement. Is a season of where you feel rejected. Is a season of uncertainty, especially when you do not understand why things are not moving yet you're trying to make things right. Is a season of shame and embarrassment of being single, where when someone asks you how old you are, you quickly just get so scared or embarrassed to even say your age, which ordinarily you would not mind. But because you're unmarried or you're childless, it becomes like a shameful thing to even say about your age. You become embarrassed or ashamed going to public functions, especially where people are coupled up, especially where they're children, especially where you'll be in a gathering where people have to talk more about themselves. Sometimes you feel you have nothing much to bring on the table. Even if you're a career person, fine. But then what? What next after your career? Whether you're a man or you're a woman, if you're going through a season of singlehood, the pressure is real in the society. The pressure is real because everybody will always insensitively ask, when are you getting married? Are you dating? You're expiring, you're getting old. Think of your life, things like those. And somebody maybe not understanding that being unmarried or being single in itself is just a whole other journey. And there are reasons why people are like that. So even before I continue on this topic today, please, 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 my people, as you watch this video, please subscribe to my channel, and please comment if you have anything to say. Please like. When you like, the algorithms for my channel goes up, because now YouTube will keep pushing it. And please, please hit that notification bell so that whenever I post something, you're the first one to see. Please, please do that for me. And as I grow, so that I can grow my channel, my videos to move. So please, guys, just do this for me. So guys, today I'm just touched to talk about the misconceptions of what the society has on single or unmarried people above the age of 35, 40, 50 and above. I'm talking this passionately because it's rightly from experience and from the people that I've seen around me have also gone through in terms of being unmarried after the age of 35. So many times the society is a bit, let me say, mean or unfair sometimes, because they don't really understand, apart from judging this person for being unmarried, for being single, when you attain your middle age or things like those. Do you really know why they are single? So today, even before I start talking to people who are single, telling them the tips or telling them, giving them advice and something like that, I just want, this is a topic for everybody, because we need to know the reality of what these unmarried or these single people go through, especially when you attain the ages 35 and above, 40 and above. What are some of the things people go through? What I want to tell people who are still struggling with this area of being unmarried, of being single, is that it's not a curse and you're not a red flag. That is one thing that people need to know. Of course, there are various reasons why people are single or are married or are unmarried at this age going forward. So I will say there are many ways of being unmarried or being single. I'm using the word single very carefully because being single or being unmarried happens because of very many reasons. First of all, it's someone becomes single when someone is widowed. You had a partner and the partner passed on, which means you remain by yourself, so you're single or unmarried now. Someone can also be unmarried or single through divorce. Some people, the marriage didn't work and people went their separate ways. Another reason is being single for a while and you also don't understand why you're single. That you can be so single for a very long time doing everything right, but you just can't cross over to the next level. Another way of being single or unmarried is some people just decide they don't want to settle down. It's just not their cup of tea. So this leads to someone being single or unmarried. Another reason for being single or unmarried is when you're just not meeting the right person. Maybe you're a Christian and you want a fellow Christian, or you want people with certain, mannerisms, characteristics, saying, hey, people have their own taste and preferences. So maybe you're just not meeting your taste and preference that would suit you. So that is a reason why you become single. And some people are also just single because of, past experiences, past trauma. So they just decide that this marriage or relationship at this point of life is not for me. So those are the reasons why some people just remain unmarried or remain single for a long period of time. It depends on someone's situation. Some people just decide they don't want to settle down. So however the society takes it, just know that there are very many reasons why people remain unmarried or remain single above the age of 35, above the age of 40, even above the age of 50. Usually it's sad that people take being single as a temporary problem waiting to be solved. It's like whenever you're walking, you're just a problem waiting to be solved. So wherever you go, anywhere you go, be it family, be it in social setup, be it in your place of work, everywhere, everybody's asking, and why are you single? Or you're still single? It's always a question that comes over and over again. So you always look like a walking problem that is waiting to be solved. It's so unfortunate because you never know why someone is single. And as I said, I'm talking this out of my own experience. Time came I was so scared of going to gatherings, going to family functions, because you see everybody is paired up. The children you held in your hands, when they were young, now they're older, now they're getting married even before you, and they call you auntie. It's quite unfortunate. So it's always that ongoing battle that people go through, and unfortunately sometimes you also don't even understand. And out of my own experience, it used to be so bad, so bad, that I never looked forward to seasons like Easter, seasons like Christmas. Yes, I have my family. Yes, I have my parents. Yes, I have friends. But remember, when it's Christmas time or Easter season time, those long holidays, that means that there are almost like 5-6 days of, ongoing holiday. At my age, I can't keep going back home, right? You can't keep going back to your parents because they assume you've already moved on with your life. Your siblings who are even younger already having their own life. So who are you to keep going back home? Then God blessed me with very, very good friends. That's one thing I'm fortunate for, that I always say during the wilderness season of singlehood, I had very supportive friends. But when it's time for these seasons, it's family time. So they also have to retreat back to their families. So you'd find when it's, especially Easter, I don't know why Easter used to hit me so hard. During Easter, people are with their families, either people are traveling or people are just indoors doing, family things. Yes, my family is there. Please don't question about my family. But just trying to show that you're now an adult, you moved out of your father and mother's house. You also need to have your own life. So you also can't keep going back home, right? So I used to find myself that was the most lonely season I used to go through. I can't access my friends. My siblings are also having time with their families, and my parents also are, they also have their time. So I used to find myself being either indoors, that's the time it's a whole Netflix season for me, or it's the time I want to get a series, Real Housewives of Atlanta, and, just series, Breaking Bad, all these series that will go on and on and on. That used to be the time that I used to it used to be a Netflix and chill mode for me. But you see, however much you enjoy the calm, the quiet, but at the back of your mind, you're single, you're unmarried. So however much you enjoy the peace and quiet, but you really want also to move to the next level in life. Netflix and chill, then what? After Easter Monday, Tuesday, everyone is going back to work. Everybody's like, how was your holiday? Where did you go to? Did you meet your family? Yes, my family is here yet. Yes, I met them. But sometimes it's just not nice because you're now grown. You need to have a life of your own, but this life of your own was not happening at the pace you wanted it to happen. And another thing that used to affect me so much was, sometimes, especially this one, I'm talking now from a woman's perspective. You go to friends, friends, we like meeting, we like talking, ladies like, it's not really showing off, but identifying with who you're married to, the children you have, and some things like those. So sometimes you go to a public setup or, a women's group or whatever. So this question that I hated so much was, tell me about yourself, what you do, who you're married to, number of children. Oh, guys, that was the time I used to find myself going to the toilet. Yes, I had a good job, I had a career, but then what? What do you talk about? Which husband? Which children? Yet everybody around the table, because they're all your age mates, everybody is talking about, oh, I have my husband, he's doing this. Oh, I have this number of children. I'm blessed. Yes, I know I'm also blessed. But there was just that sometimes it looked insensitive on their part. But again, I can't blame them. They also have to celebrate their lives, They also have to celebrate their achievements. Yes, I also had my achievements. Please don't forget that. I also had my own achievement, but this one part of being unmarried was just a kind of a stumbling block for a very long time. Another thing, I used to have friends abroad. So whenever I knew they were coming into the country, I used to be so happy. Oh, my friends are coming. We'll have a good time. My childhood friends, very nice. But now the stress I used to go through is that each time they come, they want to get progress. So Harriet, what have you been up to? So who is our brother-in-law? Who is our, in our country called Shemeji? Who is our Shemeji? Year in, year out, I have no answer. Either it was a relationship that just didn't work out, or nobody even came to me till they come the next year. So it used to be so sad to me that each time they came in, I had no progress. It's kind of catching up and kind of giving a progress report. So it used to make me so sad that my friends will come into the country, my cousins will come into the country, and I have no progress report, especially in this department of marriage, in this department. So that really used to affect me. But the part that maybe just got me off completely is now there may be people being insensitive. One time we were at a function and we've met childhood friends and people are catching up and everything, and then someone says, oh, like, you're invited to my house, you can come hang out, our families need to know each other. And I was left out. Unfortunately, I was not among the group of people who were being invited in this lady's house. You know why? Because I'm single. And because maybe I'm a threat. Another misconception that people have, that if you're unmarried or if you're single, you're just automatically a husband snatcher or a wife snatcher, talking for the men. That's not the case. Sometimes people don't even know the internal battles you're going through, that you're really trying to cross this path. And hey, and who said even that everybody wants to get married? Marriage is not for everybody. So some people, it's just a choice out of maybe trauma of past relationships, out of trauma of even their upbringing. You never know. You never know. So I used to be, sometimes you walk, you're like, you stick like a sore thumb, that single one. not invited near my husband, not invited, in the presence of families, because maybe you could snatch. Remember, you're also not bad looking, So that really used to get to me. I'm like, you people need just know me deeper. There was one thing I thank God for, is that I had good, solid friends. I had friends who, my circle of friends, we used to hang out with their families, no worry, no fear. That kind of really helped me to gain my confidence. And I thank God again for my siblings. We were always a solid rock in such conversations, such, because people go through things differently. So I really thank God for the siblings that I have, for my parents, that we used to talk about these things, and you kind of feel at peace. So that's one thing I thank God. But I'm talking for other people. I was lucky, though I went through it, but I'm lucky because I had people to lean on. I've seen people, a lady walking by, even in church, even everywhere. Just the fact that you're single, you're seen standing with a male person. Automatically, people just start saying they're dating. Automatically, oh, that wants to snatch somebody's wife or somebody's husband for the men. So these are the tribulations that single people go through, or unmarried people go through, or when you're unmarried and you have a child. Anything your child does, it will always be referred to as single mothers. So unfair and so unfortunate. A child can throw tantrums whether this child is from a complete family or a child is from a single parenthood. It does not mean when this child throws tantrum because this child is from a single parent, the label automatically comes. These are the misconceptions that the society has made so uncomfortable for the unmarried, that sometimes these things need to be talked about. Another thing is people having this misconception that you're either too high maintenance, you're too educated. Don't educate yourself too much. Don't buy cars, don't buy houses too much, because who will marry you with all these assets? Or don't go after the bag too much. Don't go after your career too much. Who will marry a lady like that? Who will marry a man whose everything is put together? They'll know that definitely there's a woman behind it. Sometimes someone is just honestly working hard, because that is where now there's time to put the focus on. You're not getting married, so you've not gotten your partner. So does it mean every other aspect of your life should come to an end? When you go back to school, people don't want someone who's too educated. People don't want someone who's chasing the bag too much. Or another misconception, are you too harsh? Are you too picky? Are you too choosy? Such unfair things that if you do well, it's a problem. If you don't do well, again, your laziness is why you're unmarried. Your mood swings is why you're unmarried. Like, it will never be enough for the society why you are unmarried. It always looks like something is wrong with you, the unmarried person. Another term that is so unfair and so unfortunate, that especially men, this one, I'll just say it, and also older aunties, the older generation, each time they keep reminding you your biological clock is ticking. Unfortunately, to say their biological clock mainly happens to the women. So you have to be careful, your biological clock is ticking. Or men will even say you are expiring, you are expired. Or, they take you as the leftovers, like all the good ones have been taken and you are part of the leftovers. Not knowing the struggles people go through. Because even there are men who honestly, genuinely want to start families, but for some reason, it's just not happening. Either because of, as I said, past, with the traumas of upbringing or a previous relationship, through your partner passing on, so you're a widow, through, you're just not meeting the right person. There are very many reasons as to why someone is unmarried or someone is single, So some of these are the misconceptions that the society is having, that I feel is so unfair on people who are unmarried, especially if you're above 35, if you're above 40. So, sometimes it becomes even so scary to even go for things like baby showers, you want to go, you really are happy for your friend, and people are coming, the card says come with your children, it's going to be come with your children, it's going to be a family funfair. Yes, you really want to go, but you can't go because that is when it always hits you like, oh my goodness, they all have children. So however much you want to support, you find yourself supporting this friend from a distance so that you just don't feel the pain or of feeling that you're not worthy, like you're not, either God does not bless you enough, or you're lagging behind when everybody's succeeding. So I really want to tell the society at large, yes, the different reasons why people are single, people are unmarried, some out of choice, some their own mistakes, but don't be too harsh or too judgmental. Some ladies or some men are crying on their pillows every night, questioning God, why? Why is it not happening? Why am I not getting married? Why am I not meeting the right partner? Why is life not happening for me? You find the career is going on well, but let me tell you, even you can be a millionaire, a billionaire, or whatever. You're so successful in your career, but if you don't have someone to talk to, if you don't have that shoulder to lean on, if you don't have that partner, there's a level of being incomplete that you feel. It's not that you're not adequate by yourself. You are a complete being by yourself. There's something my sister told me one time that really was really profound. You see, when they say that he who finds a good wife obtains favor from God. So you as a lady, you have to be the good wife first. Do you know what good wife means? It does not mean that when you will get married or you will settle down is when you become this wife. You have to be a wife even before you're found. That means career. That means your values, your beliefs, your mannerisms, your vision, your goals. So many things that your relationship with God. And I'm talking mainly about a woman because I'm talking mainly from a woman's perspective, because I'm talking about even myself and about the friends who have been unmarried for some time. So we know the struggle and the journey more than on the men's side. So you have to be the wife first before you are found. So that he who finds a good wife, when this man finds this complete wife, he will obtain favor from God. And this man also must be complete as a husband, because for him to obtain this favor from God, he also has to be complete by himself. A queen needs a kingdom. And if you're not a king, you cannot run a kingdom. So a queen cannot be in a place where there's no kingdom. So it's one phrase, but if you dig deeper into word by word of this, he who finds a good wife obtains favor from God, a lot goes with it. So however much I can tell the single or unmarried people, however much the society sometimes judges you so harshly. I was judged. Oh my God, I was judged years on end. Sometimes you're even trying to get into a relationship with someone, but just because maybe your age is a little bit advanced, you're 35, late 30 or something, someone doesn't want to identify with you because you look a bit more mature, or you're more, in fact, because at that point in life, you've seen life. Nothing scares you. You have your money. You have the experiences of life. So you're not excited by the small, small things. You're more vision oriented. So you look again too serious for the men to date, too serious to be played with. But you know what? In your seriousness and you being visionary, just stay focused, because the right person, the right man, and even for the men, just stay focused because the right woman who sees those visions that you have, who see the value in you, will locate you. So in this video, I just wanted to show the reality of being single or unmarried above the age of 35 and above the age of 40, how the society has so much misconceptions. Sometimes it's not even someone's wish to be unmarried. There are many reasons why people are single. Some are suffering spiritual battles. I'm always talking about invisible barriers, generational curses. Sometimes someone honestly, really, genuinely wants to settle down, but there are things of the past, the demonic covenants that need to be broken for you to break this yoke. Sometimes it's even the people you are named after. Look at all the people in your lineage. Are they married? Are they, what battles are they going through? Such things that, you may not even think beyond. Sometimes, again, someone is unmarried or single out of past traumas. It's not someone's fault. Something happened. The previous relationship was so traumatic, so dramatic that someone is just saying, let me just take a chill pill for now. Let me just hang out by myself for now and just recollect myself back, recollect myself, have a relationship with God. Oh, another misconception that people have about people, especially ladies, who are after the age of 35, 40, those years. Now, when you have a relationship with God, people think that now because you're not getting married, now because you're unwanted, you can only cling on to God. Well, however much, yes, you have to cling on to God in all aspects of your life and at whatever age of your life. Sometimes when it reaches this age is when someone realizes, like, wait a minute, something is not right. Because you are now realizing that there's a spirit of delay, of stagnation, of setbacks in your life. And because of that is when now you start recollecting how your life has been the last maybe 30 years, the last 40 years. So you having a relationship with God because you're trying to now understand your life and just getting back to God so that He can just rearrange and restore your life. Out there, people take it like, oh, now this person is now diving into church for safety or as a safety net, to avoid, crucifixion out there. Now they say you now have a relationship with Jesus. There are many reasons why at that point in life someone goes back to God. I will talk for myself. I'm born again. And one of the reasons why I went back to God is when I realized, like, wait a minute, things are just not working for me. Anytime I try to go ahead, I used to get steps back, or I just get a wall that I can't move. So where now someone would say, like, oh, this person now will realize that because now they're getting at an advanced age, the only hope is to hide in the church. It's more of me trying to understand why my life was not moving ahead. And I'll tell to the unmarried and the singles, I went back to God and God changed the story of my life. So I do not see why God will not change yours. So however much people judge you for going back, going to God as a safety net, go to God. He's the author and finisher of our lives. Everything we do is because of Him. So in fact, through that is when God now will start showing you your journey's back, showing you where the problem is. So never be scared of people saying, oh, now because this person is single, now they're turning to God. I've heard people say that thing, like, yeah, whenever they're starting to get expired, they run to the church. They run and start serving the church. Go do it. Because when you go there, God will give you the answers why things are not working in your life. Be it generational, be it your own sins, be it, something that you need to change even in yourself. Be it even, maybe even God is making you wait. Me, as Harriet, I know things were not working because God had to make a testimony out of my life. So as I speak to you from experience, as a lady who was unmarried for so long, and then I got married. So I'm talking from experience. Someone else is also talking from their own experience. The mistakes they made, the mistakes people made to them, things they had to break, the evil covenants, generational curses, things that you need to change within yourself, just even as your attitude. Just simple things that people say all men are dogs. Not all men are dogs. And sometimes the things you say end up manifesting. So how do you pray to God every night to give you a partner, yet you call them dogs? Some things like those, and maybe even relationship of how you saw, your upbringing, things that affected you in your upbringing that may even made you scared of some. So in this video, I'll have another video now addressing the unmarried and the singles. This one is for everybody. The misconceptions that the society have about the singles and the unmarried. Yes, some people make their own mistakes and their own choices, but not everybody who's above 35, who's above 40, who's above 50 is there out of choice. Sometimes just people, the society, just listen to them, listen to their side of story. I was alienated so many times because people think you'll go and snatch their husband. When you come to a function dressing so well, they automatically think that you dressed like that to come and snatch their people. Yet I love dressing up. You call me for a function, of course I'll dress up. I will not come in rags. Again, so that you don't say that I'm embarrassing you. I'm not in your class. So whatever you do as an unmarried, it's never enough for the society. Yeah, so this is a message to everyone. Just understand everybody, love everybody, get to understand why people are at the point where they are in life and why things are not moving ahead. But if again you are unmarried and you're stubborn, now that is now another story where you also now need to be told, you need to be checked. But for those who are struggling, as I said, one of the reasons why people are unmarried or single above 35 is sometimes you also just don't know why. So that's why you need now self-love, self-awareness, get to know why it's not happening. And let me tell you, when you look for the answers, you will find them. And when you find them, you will find solutions. So yes, however much this is a season where, as I said earlier, many people in the single life, people suffer a lot of uncertainty, a lot of rejection, a lot of discouragement because of not even understanding why they're in the situation they are in, why they're unmarried or single when the age is moving. I just want to tell everybody that there's hope. There's hope. First of all, you must understand why you're unmarried at this point. And when you now get to understand, start working on yourself. Self-love, very important. Self-awareness. Some of the spiritual battles you're fighting, you may not even be aware of. So you need to go back to the root of your problem. And this problem of being unmarried above the age of 35, above the age of 40, first of all, it's not a sin and it's not a curse. But those who wish for and things are just not working for them, just go to the root cause and look for teachings, look for books, pray to God, go on fasting, let God just advise you on how to get to the next level. And as this continues, I'll have a series talking about on this, about singlehood, about being unmarried, about the journey, and how to get out of it. And even when you're in it, if it's a civil zone of wilderness of singlehood at that moment, how do you embrace it at that moment, and how do you enjoy, and how do you grow, even though you're still waiting on to go to the next point, because your life should not end, or your life should not begin because you're being married. Being married is just at the next step. How do you grow? How do you trust in God? How do you talk to God? How do you go to the root cause of the problem? So those are the things we're going to cover as time goes by. And that's what I had for today. And as always, guys, see you on the next one.